Mexico demands investigation into U.S. military-grade weapons being used by drug cartels.
Here's a summary of the article.
Photo by Alan Ortega, Reuters. Mexico City, Mexico wants an urgent investigation into how U.S. military-grade weapons are increasingly being found in the hands of Mexican drug cartels, Mexico's top diplomat said Monday. The Defense Department has warned the United States about weapons entering Mexico that are for the exclusive use of the U.S. Army, Foreign Relations Secretary Alicia Bárcena said. The military-grade U.S. weaponry, which cartels have bragged about and openly displayed on social media, poses a special challenge for Mexico's army, which along with police and the National Guard already faces cartels operating homemade armored vehicles and bomb-dropping drones. There are a number of possible routes by which the weapons may have made their way to Mexico. Central America was awash with U.S. weaponry during the conflicts of the 1980s. Military-grade weapons sometimes go missing from stocks in the United States, and some manufacturers who sell arms to the U.S. military might also have sold some abroad or on the black market. Mexico has long had a problem with semi-automatic rifles that are permitted for civilian use in the United States being smuggled into Mexico, where only low-caliber firearms are permitted and strictly regulated. The app is designed only to work on telephones in northern Mexico, but Bárcena said Mexico has asked that coverage be extended to allow appointments to be made from further south, to avoid a pileup of migrants rushing to Mexico's northern border cities.
This post received a score of 2,800, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
U.S. demands investigation into Bolivian military-grade marching powder and requests samples for analysis.
Why doesn't Mexico investigate why virtually all of its cops and politicians are crooks?
That's probably why those cartels have access to this type of equipment.
This is a reminder to Reddit that the Los Zetas cartel was literally founded off the back of Mexican Special Forces deserters.
Especially terrifying, since those guys presumably had in-depth knowledge of Mexican intelligence services, military secrets etc., and would know lots of ways to kill and evade detection.
Hey, those forces sound pretty special. Oh, hey, wait a minute.
Fast and Furious was literally the US government sending weapons over the border to track it to the cartels and then admitting they failed to track any of them.
And for some reason nobody got in trouble for that.
The system analyzed the system and found the system was not at fault.
The system would like more money and power, please.
So, what weapons would those be specifically? Because the U.S. Army uses a lot of foreign weapons and also exports a lot of weapons to other countries. At-4 is Swedish and used by half the planet. Arkansas 15 platforms have been exported to virtually every single country you can mention. The M249 is Belgian and used by half of the world again.
Mexico's army is finding belt-fed machine guns, rocket launchers and grenades that are not sold for civilian use in the United States. I guess it means those. So AR-15s are out, and simple logic dictates that grenades and rocket launchers originate from the States, because that's the closest country with large stockpiles where a wee dozen might go missing. The Pentagon can't even say where the money is spent, so I'm not gonna assume the stockpile doesn't leak.
For what it's worth, weapons at the unit level are extremely controlled. Like, two-person verification of them controlled. They go missing, several people up the chain get hammered. So not saying it doesn't happen, cause it does. But not to the degree I would assume we're discussing here. More likely, I think it's weapons provided to a third party, like the Afghan National Army, that are then being sold on the black market.
The weapons were probably sold to the Mexican military and then somehow ended on the black market.
That wouldn't shock me, but I would assume that while conducting an investigation, they would check the serial numbers to determine if it's from their arsenal or not, thereby avoiding this accusation. Then again, things are so corrupt there that maybe it's easier to just blame the U.S.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.